Good morning, you guys. A little bit of a different view behind me. Yes, I'm in the corner because it is so sunshiny and bright outside, but it's making for really weird lighting. So, we are supposed to get 70 degrees today in Illinois, and it's unbelievable to even fathom. Yesterday I got up to 65, so we're definitely getting spring fever here. Um, I'm doing a weigh-in update. It's been a couple weeks since I've done one, so I'm just going to give you a rundown of where I'm at with that. I'm really sorry about the shadows, you guys. Like, I can do hand puppets. Um, a couple weeks ago, I weighed in at 270, 270, 217.1. Last Friday, I had a gain of zero point 0.8, so that took me to 217.9. And yesterday, Friday, I lost 3.3 pounds. I weighed in at 214.6. So, what did I do? I was sick with sinuses, but that didn't stop me from eating anything and everything. And at the time of the month in there, it was really bad. But I watched portions and I tracked my food, but I didn't track points. And I kind of went back to the basics for me of when I first started my journey and I started losing all the weight. And I just started eating whole foods. I watched ingredients. Um, I made sure that the things that I was eating were 5 ingredients or less of total or things that I couldn't pronounce. So I did really well. Plus, we've been eating out of our pantry, so we've been eating things that we have. I believe that even if you're eating higher point foods at home, it's still better than going out to eat. All of this has just been making a really great impact. I feel better with my sinuses. I might still sound a little congested, but I feel great, you guys. I really do. And it's the second day. I'm going to try moving you in just a little bit closer to alleviate some of the shadows. And I don't want to drop you guys. Sorry. If you saw my setup here, you would understand what I'm talking about. So, um, maybe you noticed I got a haircut yesterday. My hairdresser just kind of went at it, so I'm still playing around with it. Not sure if I really love it yet. He might have to do a little bit of an adjustment. Um, a lot of layers he put in, but he kind of cut it evenly, you can see in the back. So I'm kind of maybe looking for something stacked a little bit so that it's like a more angled bob. But nothing like a haircut that says self-love. Tonight I have planned to do a face mask, to paint my fingernails. Just spending some me time doing things that make me feel better. And I think that has a lot to do with this journey, you guys. Just making yourself feel better makes you want to do things better for yourself, eat things better, walk more, exercise more. The better you feel about yourself, the more conscious you're going to be of what you're putting in your mouth. So, that being said, my total weight loss overall is 40.4 pounds. I'm not hitting my goal of 199 by my birthday. My birthday is in a week and a half. So I don't think I'm going to lose 18 pounds by my birthday, or 14 pounds. So I'm okay with that. While I was sick at home, I did take some time during the migraine episodes, and I just kind of decluttered stuff, and a lot of that was clothes. If I didn't wear it in a year, or I didn't wear my winter clothes all winter yet, I got rid of them. Anything that I put on that I didn't really feel good about, I got rid of it, and I am left with almost nothing. Besides things that I've just been wearing every day anyways. So that actually made me feel really good, because that is a non-scale victory for me. The fact that I'm getting rid of these clothes that are too big, that are unflattering, is huge, because normally I would save them for when I gain the weight again. I'm not planning on finding whatever I lost again. It's gone. I don't want it back. So This week, I'm just going into it the exact same way I went into it this week, watching my portions, still tracking what I eat. I am still eating gluten, but I'm eating it on a very minimal basis. And I have not had any issues. There has been no heartburn. There has been no skin issues. Even during my time of the month, there wasn't any skin issues at all. I think just getting rid of it made a huge difference. So just a little bit, just little tweaks here and there. I am trying a bunch of new recipes this week, and they're not all Weight Watcher friendly. But again, watch your points, like watch your portions. I think portions are big, they're huge. I'm just going to share a little story for you. Yesterday, my girlfriend Michelle and I had met up with Brett for lunch, and we went to this place that he has been dying for me to try called Fat Mustard. And it's fat with 2 T's, F-A-T-T. So they have everything under the sun that you can think of. And the portions were ginormous. Even if you had wanted a salad, the guy behind me had gotten a salad. And everything gets served in these like cafeteria tray type things. And that is like your actual plate. And they put parchment paper on the bottom, and this guy had gotten a gyro salad. And this salad was as big as this cafeteria tray. So there must have been a head of lettuce on here, at least 2 pounds of gyro meat, all of the veggies. This salad was probably double. This salad is something that I would have fed people that I was having for a dinner party. It could have served as a meal, it could have served at least 4 people. So their motto evidently is go big or go home. All of their burgers were either a 1/3 pound burger or a 1/2 pound burger. And the toppings, the one that they called the Big Sexy was a fried egg, a 1/2 pound burger, 1/2 pound bacon, 3 different types of cheddar cheese, and then homemade cut fries. That was the meal. And they had a King Kong hot dog. So it was a 1 pound hot dog battered in like corn. Sorry, my alarm went off to take my medicine. So, okay, so cornbread, it was a 1 pound hot dog, cornbread battered and deep fried. And they called it the King Kong hot dog. It was $14 with the fries and a drink, but who the heck could eat a 1 pound hot dog? Like, it's just, I guess looking at things, and you're looking at this, and I was sitting around, all I had was 1 plain small hot dog. And I didn't even eat any of the fries because they weren't good. And if they're not good, I'm not going to eat them. So here's the thing. I'm sitting there and I'm looking around at all these people eating this. And all I kept thinking was, this is why cardiologists are in business, okay? But more so, people are finishing their platters. They're finishing these ginormous salads. They're finishing burgers that are stacked like this, no joke. And I was full, stuffed full, eating this 1 hot dog. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, probably back in the day, I could have finished something too from this place. But it didn't even dawn on me to finish it. Like, I went into this knowing I'm spending $2 on a hot dog and fries, and I'm calling it a day. And I didn't even snack in the afternoon. Like, I was full. I was satisfied. So, I think once you shrink your stomach, and I believe that is a thing, I believe your stomach can be stretched out by eating too many portions. Once you shrink your stomach, I think things just naturally, your mind tells you when you're full. And if you're mindful of that and you're taking your time in eating, beautiful things happen, people. Beautiful things happen. You are able to turn down something. You're able to have one piece of something. That being said, my queso addiction. I have not had any queso. I have had chips and dip, but I've been eating the avocado verde salsa, and I think the whole container is like 4 or 5 points. And I'm definitely not eating the whole container, but it gives me that whole chips and dip thing without eating a jar of queso. I just don't even let myself buy it anymore because I know that's one of my trigger foods. Brett has had peanut M&Ms in the house all week. I've had a couple, literally a couple. I'll take a handful. In my palm fit maybe 5 or 6 peanut M&Ms, and then I'm satisfied. I'm not eating half of the bag. I have candy bowls all over the house. Every now and again, I think this week I took maybe 3 Tootsie Rolls. I'm not eating all of it. I can have it again. I think that's where my mentality was coming in, where I was struggling, was like, oh, I have to eat it now because I'm weighing in on Friday and then I can't have it anymore. You can have it, just have it in moderation. So 3.3 pounds this week. I'm ecstatic about that. It actually remotivates you when you've been in a slump, when you see a loss like this and your efforts are paying off. No, I'm not counting the points right now, but I'm still mindful, and I'm still mindful of what I'm putting in. Now, I have to say, when I first started this journey, July 4th of 2014, the first thing I changed was the butter. I got rid of the country crock, the I can't believe it's not butter. I got rid of all that and just ate regular butter, 3-ingredient butter. I started watching my ingredients. I started reading books like Nourishing Traditions. I started looking at websites that were geared around holistic medicine, natural living, and things just started happening. Inches started falling off. I started sleeping better. I started eating better. Add in your essential oils and your teas, and it has just been wonderful. And I never felt deprived. So when that weight loss had started to stall was when I really started counting the points. And I didn't change any of the food that I was eating. I was just doing the portions. Okay, well, a small portion of what I was eating was always really high points because I never ate fat-free or reduced fat. Because if you look at the chemical composition of those based on real cheese or real milk, something that should only be less than 5 ingredients, all of the sudden had 20 or 30 ingredients. And that just seemed very unnatural to me. Now, I know you may be thinking, you may be thinking, okay, Mona, but you're a smoker. So you're getting those chemicals anyways. You're absolutely right. I am getting those chemicals. And it is a goal. It's a goal every year to quit. And this is the year. Brett and I had talked about it. But we're not going to be doing it drastically, and I don't want nicotine replacement, so we are just going to start weaning ourselves off. And I think that's going to be working great. And I've been keeping myself busy by simplifying things at home, decluttering things, just reaching my goals that I had set for myself this year. I've been keeping myself busy, and I don't think about it as much. But that's for a different video. But I'm not getting the compounded chemicals that I was before. So if we eat out, are we going to eat out? Sure. But we have it planned differently. So let's say for Valentine's Day, we went out the weekend before Valentine's Day. Brett and I did. We went to this beautiful Italian restaurant here in the small town I live in. And we had a wonderful dinner. I was able to split that dinner up into 2 meals. And I even had dessert. So it's not, was it a little bit more pricey? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely. I know that their food is real food. The chicken parmesan that I got was a real piece of chicken. It wasn't pressed chicken. It wasn't glazed frozen chicken. It was real chicken with real homemade marinara sauce with whole ingredients, and they used real cheese. Everything at this restaurant is homemade. So what we had decided as a joint effort here. If we're going to eat out, we're going to eat out at a good place, a place that makes good food. No McDonald's, no Taco Bell, no Pizza Hut. If you're going to take the time to eat out, make sure it's something you really want. Make sure it's something that you really like. And get what you want. Watch your portions. You can probably get 2 or 3 meals out of one dinner. And then you get to enjoy it time and time again. We have taken home pizza from places and I have frozen it, the leftovers, and in a couple weeks we had this wonderful pizza that we got from a pizzeria, and in the oven it was just like homemade. So you can stretch things out. Watch your portions. Have a great salad with every meal. Have some broccoli with every meal. You won't even feel like you're cheating. And you're not. You're not cheating. So that's my tip for you this week. I'm sorry I've been so absent. I finally got my voice back and I finally feel like a human being again. So I thought I would come on here and share. Remember to take care of yourself. Eat healthy, whole foods, you guys. And I guarantee you, the whole foods are low in points anyways. So if you're following Weight Watchers, that's going to be a win-win for you, even on Simply Filling. The whole foods, less points. Try looking at the stuff in your pantry, looking at your ingredients and see what's in them. Can you pronounce any of them? Do you know what any of them are? That's where I started with all of this. So I'm kind of going back to the basics, to what worked for me. What made us feel better? We were never sick when I was eating what we were eating. The fact that Brett had the sinus infection that came out of nowhere, he hasn't been sick in years. But I had started feeding him processed foods and less than par foods, and I think that had a lot to do with that. It wasn't really nourishing his body, and he didn't have any kind of fuel to fight that. So that's where we were at. But I hope you guys had a great weigh-in. Let me know in the comments below how you did this past couple weeks. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this, and leave me a comment below. Let me know how your week was, if you have any struggles, if you have any questions about gluten-free, whole foods, anything about my journey that I can help you with, and let's just all communicate to each other. So I hope you have a great week. I wish you all the best. Bye, friends.